Hey friends, Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Alright, so there's not a whole lot of news to talk about right now, football wise, because, well, we're getting ready for the draft. Teams are hunkering down right now and now focusing in now that that main onslaught of free agency is kind of over. It doesn't mean you won't see a few signings here or there, but right now teams are trying to figure out who they want and who they think is going to be available there and trying to make sure they're ready to be able to do this. Now, for the draft itself, they're still trying to work out the logistics of this thing. It's funny because the first draft that I actually got to go to was I think it was 2013. Was that the year 2013? The year that Travis Frederick was drafted. Here's the amazing thing about this is how things have changed. It was a Radio City Music Hall, and they had seats for only 500 people, 500 fans. That's it. It wasn't like Philadelphia or Dallas or in Nashville where you had a party in the streets. It was televised, but it was nothing else but that. And here's how crazy this was. Because I was there because United Way, my God, how things have changed. United Way was working on getting people involved with Play 60. So we had Vinnie Ray, we had Calais Campbell there. So this is how crazy this was. We were in the corridor, we got the auditorium there, Radio City Music Hall. We're in the corridor, and we are trying to get emails from fans, and I'm saying, would you like to get a picture taken with an NFL player? Most people are like, Vinnie Ray, who? But they didn't care. It's like he's an NFL player. It's like, yeah, Vinnie Ray, he's a linebacker for Cincinnati. Or Calais Campbell. This is before Calais Campbell became the household name and, NFL Man of the Year. And we got to go inside of the draft. And it was like, wow, here we are. And it was just the table set up for each of the teams, and they had the stage. And in fact, it was actually really, really cool because this was one of those times where I put my marriage in doubt. Because I went to this person that my wife works United Way and things, and we're there actually doing stuff for the community and things. And I had, of course, Joe Boo. And I wanted to just get Joe Boo on the stage and get a picture because I said, if I could get Joe Boo on the stage for a picture, it would be freaking incredible. And so I said to our friend, I'm not going to say her name, when they're done with the draft for the day, is it possible that we could just go up on the stage so I can get a picture? And she just looked at me and didn't say a word. Didn't say a word. So I was kind of like, okay, maybe I shouldn't have asked that because we're here for work. About a half hour later, my wife comes up to me and says, you talked to somebody about going on the stage, didn't you? I was like, what? What are you talking about? She said, you got to understand, this is my job. And you can't be Joe the fan here trying to get preferential treatment. And I'm like, I didn't think it was a big deal. I was just like, after it's over, I just wanted to just get on the stage and take a picture. I just wanted to take a picture on the stage. I didn't think it was that big a deal. And she literally gave me that look. Guys, you know that look. You know that look that you're like, and she says to me, well, get ready because we're going on the stage. What? We were going on the stage during the draft, in between draft picks. So here it is. We go across the stage. We go right on around the back here and everything else. Boom. I got Calais Campbell there with us. Calais. Big old Calais. I got Joe Boo. And we literally walk around. And I'm looking out here on the stage at Radio City Music Hall with the 500 fans that are up in there and the tables. And we walk out on stage and we get our picture taken and stuff. And it was cool. Well, since that time, the draft has grown. We had the draft 2 years in Chicago, and it was a big event. Then it went to Philadelphia, then Dallas and Nashville. And it became, how the NFL does it, big. And I can guarantee you, once we get through all this corona, that the combine is going to start becoming a festival as well, because the NFL, well, they know how to make money. So the NFL is now working out, trying to figure out how they can do this for the teams. It's all going to be done remotely. We don't know where Roger Goodell is going to be, if he's going to be in New York in his office just making the calls from a desk or what. And they're trying to figure out if the teams are going to be able to do the draft from their facilities. Some teams, because of the laws for each state, may be different, can or cannot use their facilities. But if one team can't use their facilities, then nobody can use their facilities. So the Saints were talking about using a bar, and there was some outrage there, of course, but so forth. There's some other teams that were talking about possibly using hotels that are closed down where they have everybody and they stay 6 feet apart, but they're working on the logistics here. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done in less than 3 weeks till we get to that point and hopefully get this draft going on. In the meantime, what we need to do is we all need to become heroes. Each and every one of us can be a hero. We can do our best to make sure that we don't get it. Or if we have it, that we're not sitting on a bus coughing and not covering our mouth and passing it on to other people. Like this bus driver in Detroit who actually complained and said, listen, I got a woman who's coughing on the bus uncontrollably, not covering her mouth. He dies a couple days later from corona. We can be heroes by not hanging out on the beach or having a party in an apartment where people are getting the corona and passing it on to others. Because what you're doing, if you're not getting it, it only doesn't affect you. It has a cascading effect down the chain. Because if you don't get sick and need to go to a hospital, then that's potentially one person who won't need to be treated and be seen in that hospital. If you don't get it, that's potentially 2 people that you're not infecting. And that's potentially the 2 people that they're not infecting, and that's the 2 people that they're not infecting. So it has direct bearance on us getting through this. You can be a hero. It's going to be hard. And this is what makes me feel so good, is when you start seeing the outpouring from other people. When you see Dak Prescott and his foundation and Travis Frederick getting together and getting money to help others. You see people like United Way with 211. And by the way, if you need help, call 211. They can help you with, if you need to deal with rent. If you got a landlord that's not trying to work with you with your rent and stuff or utilities. Most people are willing to work. The government is trying to do what they can, but it's a Herculean event that they're trying to deal with that nobody's dealt with before. But we are all in this together, and the sooner that we realize that we're all in this together, and that we look at this like Independence Day, when we're fighting the aliens, that you can forget about being black, white, yellow, Hispanic. You can forget about being male or female. You can forget about being Democrat, Republican, Independent. What you need to understand is we're all human and we're all vulnerable. And unless we get our shit together, shit's not going to end. But I have hope and I have faith. And I have you guys. So with that being said, it's been a productive day for me. Hopefully, I touched a few people's lives on the way. With that being said, I'm going to turn out the lights. I'm going to keep my ass at home. And I'll see you in the morning. Peace out. Whew. Keep your ass at home. And I mean it. Keep your ass at home. Keep it at home.